Jimmy Donaldson, better known online as Mr. Beast, has been making waves on YouTube with his wild challenges, charitable work, and spectacular giveaways. Given his exponentially growing financial worth and number of subscribers, it's hardly surprising that Mr. Beast has some really pricey possessions. Number 1. Private jet collection. The $7.5 million private jet collection comes first. You won't believe this, but in 2022, Jimmy did in fact buy 3 identical private jets, each costing Mr. Beast precisely $2.5 million. But the weird part is that Jimmy sacrificed 2 of the private jets he purchased for his YouTube channel, as one of them crashed in a video, and the other he gave away to YouTubers. YouTuber Rodashaw was the $2.5 million aircraft winner. He sold the jet to Mr. Beast right away and pocketed the money for himself. However, the third $2.5 million jet Jimmy actually owns to this day. He utilizes it to travel globally, taking trips to places like Antarctica, Japan, and India. Number 2, neighborhood. However, those aircraft are nothing in comparison to the $50 million neighborhood Mr. Beast purchased in his hometown. Although it may sound absurd, Jimmy truly purchased a few entire neighborhoods that were home to hundreds of houses. And there's a really interesting reason for that. Jimmy established his massive headquarters in Greenville, a little town in North Carolina. Jimmy also made the simple decision to acquire half of the city in order to provide all of his employees with free houses because many of them were unable to live close to Mr. Beast's workplace. The area is reportedly worth over $50 million, making it one of the most costly properties Mr. Beast has ever owned. Number 3. YouTube play buttons. Now let's look at Mr. Beast's collection of $1.4 million YouTube play buttons. It's no secret that Jimmy has a ton of crazy YouTube play buttons in his collection, including his official 100 and 200 million subscriber play buttons and a custom-made 50 million subscribers button that he received from a YouTuber. Jimmy has over 90 distinct play buttons for all of his international channels. Yes, Jimmy has more than 40 distinct channels featuring languages from all around the world. And because most of his channels have millions of subscribers, Jimmy has silver, gold, and even diamond play buttons for each of them. There are more than 50 silver play buttons, more than 20 gold buttons, and more than 10 diamond buttons in the entire collection. Needless to say, the collection is extremely expensive, and the total cost of these is estimated to be more than $1.4 million. Number 4. Studio. If you thought that was pricey, look at one of the most expensive buildings in America, and Mr. Beast is the owner of it. Jimmy shoots all of his videos in this $70 million studio. This studio is literally bigger than an actual airport, and Jimmy claims that Hollywood is jealous of how large and sophisticated it is. Mr. Beast previously stated that he built it over several years and uses it to record 90% of his videos. Moving on, number 5. Car collection. Mr. Beast is known to own more than 80 high-end vehicles. Even, Jimmy has destroyed a few different Lamborghinis in the last few years and given away over 10 of them. One Lambo he gave away to people who put their hands on the car, and the other one he simply gave to a guy who basically wanted to get to his job by an Uber ride. However, Mr. Beast does not even particularly like Lamborghini automobiles, since Jimmy currently drives a $150,000 Tesla. He also pays a man money to drive him around the city rather than driving alone. All of Mr. Beast's friends, including Chris, Carl, and Chandler, are Tesla owners. Jimmy has more than 50 other less costly vehicles in his garage, but the combined value of his collection, which includes more than 5 Teslas, 10 Lamborghinis, and over 60 other cars, must be at least $5 million. Number 6. Residence. However, the next one may leave you baffled, as it turns out that Mr. Beast does not own his own home. He really resides in a tiny studio inside of his workplace, and despite its small size, it is incredibly costly. Despite only being 200 square feet in total, the studio cost more than $700,000. There is just one room in the entire studio. The best part about the studio is that it is physically located within the workplace, so Jimmy does not have to waste time driving to work because he practically lives there. Number 7. Tanks. Mr. Beast purchased 20 actual tanks in 2023. These tanks turn out to be in several of his most recent videos. Jimmy's obsession with those tanks began much earlier than you might think, as Mr. Beast was Ubering strangers in a tank to celebrate the 4th of July as early as 2018. The official military websites state that you would need to pay exactly $5 million, or $250,000 for each of those M4 Sherman tanks. Yes, that's a wild way to spend money. Number 8. Gaming room. Jimmy spent almost $1 million creating the ultimate gaming setup for him and his buddies. In addition to having a massive $400,000 server room, where the enormous computer gathers all the data, the gaming room itself is a fantastic place. Every gaming setup features the most costly components on Earth. And of course, all of the computers in the room are cloned exactly 4 times, so every single Mr. Beast friend can play together. Number 9. YouTube Empire. Jimmy recently claimed that his entire YouTube business, which includes 6 of his channels, has cost $20 billion. Jimmy claimed that given that each video on the world's most subscribed channel has received over 200 million views, the price was reasonable. It goes without saying that Jimmy makes tens of millions of dollars a month from his channel, and millions of dollars from each brand agreement he features in his videos. He also spent 12 years growing this channel, beginning in 2012, and he treats it like his own child. Number 10. Minecraft structure. Last but not least, Jimmy and his group constructed the largest ever real-world Minecraft structure in 2023, when they constructed a $200,000 village with a massive creeper in the center. This village was apparently constructed only for entertainment, but after 6 months of standing in a Mr. Beast's backyard studio, he just made the decision to blow it up for a video by stuffing a ton of explosives within the creeper. Finally, Mr. Beast's lifestyle is an intriguing blend of extravagance and altruism, demonstrating how success can be utilized to generate both personal happiness and widespread impact. So, what are your thoughts about today's video? Don't forget to leave all of them in the comments section below.